5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You know what that sound means? It's time for another Sailor Moon chapter. This time, Sailor Moon, Chapter 3, Sailor Mars. And this one starts off with, we see Queen Beryl going, Jadeite, you have erred twice. There are consequences. Are you prepared? I am. I'm offering my apologies. Apologies won't save you for what you're about to endure, pal. It's going to be very painful, so beware, ready. But anyways, we see that Nephite, the North American commander, is saying he will take care of and gather enough energy for the great ruler. But Jadeite says, give me one more chance, I will take care of the Sailor Guardians. So Queen Beryl grants him one more chance to take care of the Guardians and get the legendary Sailor Crystal. So she gets one more final chance. Then we see Sailor Mars, Richan, I hope I got the name right. She goes, it comes, something comes, and it will bring disaster. Farewell, Mii-chan, take care. We see that two little girls are heading to a bus, and then they leave. We see that's so Mars says that we see that Richan looks at her watch and says it's 6. After that, we see that Sailor Moon is sleeping and Luna has to wake her up. Usagi-chan, come on, get up. We have to meet with Amy-chan after school today. Come up with a mission plan. She goes, I was planning on heading straight back home and lazing around there, Luna. That's not a bad idea. I want to go laze around too. Sailor Moon has the right idea. 5 p.m. at the game center, and she goes, Roger! Well, that got her up, ready to go. And so, Usagi heads down to the game center with Amy-chan, and we see that Sailor Moon's getting much better at the Sailor V game. And they both get two new charms, 2 new items to help in their fight. 2 lockets which they can wristwatch, my bad. They're wristwatches. And they come included with the chain. Basically they're communicators to help contact each other if they're in trouble. And then Amy-chan notices that the game's been changing, and she asks, Luna, do you know something about the game? And Luna does a little wink. It's cute. So it's 5 p.m. And Amy-chan has to leave to go to a night English class. And Usagi starts talking to, God, I can't even pronounce his name, about how people have been disappearing off the 6 p.m. bus. And then on the way to the 5 p.m. bus, we see Usagi suddenly sees Ray-chan, and suddenly she gets those heart-shaped eyes, and she decides to go ahead and follow her. Not kidding. Luna's like, Usagi-chan, what good it will do for chasing after that girl? This is no place to get off the bus. But she's so pretty. And who cares? I've got time to kill. She's gone, Luna. It's your fault I lost her. Usagi-chan, look. She probably went up there. Went right in that shrine. For Pete's sake. So they go up there and 2 birds start attacking Usagi. And then Ri-chan pops out of the shrine. So you see that both her birds are attacking, and instead of calling the birds off, she thinks Usagi's an evil spirit, and she hits her with a charm, knocking her out. Richan goes, "My apologies, Usagi-san. You say? I confess my error. However, the demonic atmosphere was definitely there." Okay. Usagi goes, "Okay," and Luna goes, "Demonic atmosphere? Phoebos and Deimos hardly ever attack humans normally. That sure surprised me, so she's Mokyo." I can't even pronounce that. And then we hear one of the strangest lines Usagi's ever said, and I'm going okay this one. She literally says, "When it's a pretty girl, I'm willing to forgive just about anything." It's in the I'm not even kidding. I'm looking at it right now. It's actually there. So Somu's now. I'm not even gonna say. That's just kind of. Yeah, I know she got. Oh, She was in love with Uranus for a while, but that's because at first she thought Uranus was a guy. Mars is a girl, and and honestly, of all of the chapters of manga, this is the only time I've ever really seen Sailor Moon get this like interested in another girl. So it's kind of surprising and kind of funny to read about with Usagi. Usagi is a strange one, and I already know there's gonna be a bunch of people who are gonna already. Everyone, get your head out of the gutters. Anyways, moving on. So after that, we see that these two people are praying for their daughter to return because she's one of the people lost in disappearance, and they asked Richan if she can help take care of what's gone down. Richan says that her powers can't do that, and they should go to the police. And people are not happy with that, saying that your family's doing weird things, and you're up to something. So on and so forth. So Usagi and Luna decide to investigate, and on their way home, actually they get back on the bus. My bad. They get back to the bus and they run into Momo-chan, aka Tuxedo Mask. We find out that Momo-chan is in high school, his second year in high school, which is kind of a relief. It was a little strange in the anime that he was in college and she was only in middle school. I was always a little bit like, yeah, I know in Japan they do things differently, but still. Here, he's in high school second year. Okay, that's not that bad. It's a 2-year difference, so it's not nearly that bad. If it was him in college, I would have been like, okay. Now, maybe it was just the Deke version that wrote that, and it would be very strange if Deke wrote that. This is the company that made Uranus and Neptune cousins. Or that was Cloverfield. I don't even remember. But anyways, moving on. Find out that Morchan's in high school, second year, and we see that Usagi notices that he looks a little just like Tuxedo Mask in that, and she's been crushing on a bit. Then after we see a bunch of people upset, asking Rini-chan, this is actually when it happens, that to use her powers to help find the children, and she says that she can't. And they blame Rini-chan, of course, why not? When you're pissed off, you blame someone who had nothing to do with it. So they all storm out, saying all this bunch of BS bullshit. And so Rini-chan tries to find out where they are. She heads to that 6 o'clock bus, and she sees the bus driver, and she slowly, against her will, starts walking towards the bus and going into it. Usagi starts chasing after, then suddenly sees a black hole, and so she uses her moon power to transform into a stewardess. Luna goes, "Usagi, why a stewardess?" "Because my duty is to protect the passengers' safety and ensure a pleasant trip for each of them." Okay, sure. I never could figure out why she just doesn't dress as as like Rambo with a full-blown automatic, ready to go kick some ass. But anyways, she holds onto the bus, and then Luna falls off, and Tuxedo Mask catches Luna, and Usagi's on her own in that world. Luna goes back to Amy-chan, and Amy-chan finds out where they are, and they both transform to fight Jadeite. The fight so far is not going very good, and Usagi uses of it. He's even able to get rid of the mist Sailor Mercury uses. He gets rid of the mist Sailor Mercury is using, and then Sailor Moon throws her tiara boomerang, and Jadeite catches it, and then Luna sets up a trap, catching him. And then Mars awakens and uses her Fomos Demos to combine to attack him, and then she uses the evil seers be exorcised, and then he is destroyed. And then we find out that Ri-chan is Sailor Mars, and so 3 of the Sailor Scouts have been united, and that's the end of the chapter. A really good chapter. I actually enjoyed that one a lot. Had some really funny moments. I know in the anime they had that scene where Sailor Mars hits Sailor Moon with that charm. Here, I'm still trying to figure out the evil Sailor Usagi having a crush on Mars. That was always an interesting thing. I mean, I haven't read the manga a really long time, so maybe there's more going on with them. I haven't read the manga in a long time, so we'll wait and see what happens from here on. But yeah, it definitely was a good chapter, and I really did enjoy it. And Jadeite's gone, so one of the four kings of heaven is gone, and there's 3 more left, and this is gonna get even more epic as it goes around. So stay tuned for chapter 4. Anyways, this is Ash. Thanks so long. I'm out. Good night.